How's it going? This is Ren, brought to you live from Southeast Idaho. Got my cowboy hat. Anyway, uh, what these videos, I put together some videos here, all pertaining to the 3-day uh, live event that I did for Empower Network in Orlando, Florida, and this is mostly for me to kind of so that I can keep track of what it is that I learn, but also to give you some insight of uh, what's going on with Empower Network and how everything's happening. So it's very exciting. The one thing I wanted to talk about, uh, one of the authors that I really admire and follow, who's one of my large mentors, is Chris Record, and he's huge in blogging. And what's happened is Empower Network has actually hired him in their corporate office uh, to transform their blogging platform. So what's really exciting is they came out with this new platform a year ago, and they're actually going back to WordPress, which yes, which is amazing. So it allows for a lot more custom ability there, but it's a much more user-friendly platform than what they had created. It gives you a lot more flexibility. And so I'm extremely excited they're going back to WordPress, and I have some notes here. Um, uh, and the one thing that really impressed me about this whole thing, I'll be honest, is a lot of companies, they kind of hide, they kind of sweep everything under the rug. They have and every yeah, they sweep everything under the rug. The thing that impresses me about Empower Network and Dave Wood is they're very transparent. If something doesn't work, they're not afraid to scrap it. I mean, they spent millions of dollars on this new platform outside of WordPress, um, and because it's not beneficial to everybody, and then they're just scrapping it. So, but they're not hiding the fact that they're scrapping it. So I really like that they're very transparent. Um, the one thing they're going to have too is iPass 2. Um, you've got Empower Network, which is kind of like is the blog platform that has all this education. So Empower Network um, is kind of like Disney, and then you've got iPass 2, which is the operational side. Um, so they're two separate companies, but they work in conjunction with each other. So iPass is kind of the operational side. It has a CRM in it. It has you're able to manage. It's kind of the operational side of it. So iPass is like Pixar, and Power Network is like Disney, and that's how they're two related. You've got the body of the car, which is which would be iPass, but the actual engine is in Power Network, and that's how I kind of see those two coming together. Um, uh, Now, what Chris was talking about that is really huge is um, he's all about bridge marketing, and his big thing is cash in on your passion. So so don't so many times we get so consumed with other things, but really you know you can blog about your passion, and then you can bridge market over to these other things. Um, and so money, he said that money is just a bonus. Um, so the thing that's so great about blogging is it's out there forever. If you created a blog post like 5 years ago, it's still there, and you've built this asset that's going to last forever, that'll continue to bring in more traffic and more leads and generate more income. uh, that's why I like blogging. Out of all the other strategies out there, it's by far the best one. You've got solo ads, which is you send out a bunch of emails, and it's a one-time shot, right? You spend money, and you get some prospects, but it's a one-time shot. Um, you've got PPC, which is also very good, but you pay money to get clicks and traffic. Where blogging, you set the system up that just it's residual. It continues to get traffic over and over and over, and that's what Chris has done very well at. Um, so it lasts and it lasts. Um, Now, here's what's cool about where they're going is the last year Empower Network, um, their traffic, I've got some tools that you can look at, but their traffic the last year has really, their natural traffic, their SEO type traffic has really come down. So and the reason why is because of this new platform they did. Plus, they kind of got away from the basics a little bit. They didn't, but the members did. And so the big focus right now is to get back to the basics, which is blogging. And by putting it on a WordPress platform, it's going to increase that traffic again. They used to get millions of hits a month because of the blogging. Basics. You know, if you have 155,000 people posting one article or video a day, that's a huge amount of content going out there, and 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 you've got this site that ranks really high called Empower Network. What that does is it allows that whatever it is that you post on there and whatever article it is that you do can rank much quicker than if you have your own independent website. And so they're going back to that and focusing on that. And so with this WordPress platform, they're going to really trick it out and make it much more easy, so that um, so that the learning curve is less. Where in the past it took an hour or longer to create a blog post, where now they're going to create out a form where if you can simply answer some questions, um, then you answer the questions, you fill in the information of those questions, and then it'll automatically push out a blog post in a relatively quick, 10 to 15 minutes. Plus, that blog post with the new way they're doing it will also be optimized, SEO optimized. So in the past, you're kind of like, okay, where do I start? How do I put headers in? How do I put the picture in? Where this, you'll simply fill out a form, you'll answer some questions, and it'll automatically put out a blog post, um, which I think will be very good. So really, the tone here with Chris that I'm extremely excited about is that they're going back to the basics, brought which will bring the most amount of traffic. And here's what happened. Here's what Dave said too. He said that had we this last year, we made like 75 million bucks, right? Which is huge. But had they been focusing more on the basics and blogging based on the traffic and numbers last year, if they would have doubled that. They would have made 150 million had they focused more on the blogging and what made them good. They would have made 150 million. So the great news though is that's why I like how transparent it is. There's no secrets. So the good news though is they're going back to that. So what'll happen is every time that you post something on your personal Empower Network blog, so my blog is empowernetwork.com/rbell. That's my own subdomain. That's my own blog. When I post something on that, Empower Network is a high-ranking site. It will it'll automatically have all the juice to it to rise it to the top with the keywords and generate massive amounts of traffic. And so I'm extremely excited for that. Now, let's talk more about the bridge marketing. The bridge marketing that Chris does, I think, is phenomenal because he doesn't just promote his stuff. I mean, he'll talk about, let's just say let's say I like golf. Okay, I'm a big golf. If I really like golf, or fishing, let's say fishing, because that speaks more to me. If I like fishing, then what I would do is I would blog all about fishing lures, fishing, where to go fishing, fly fishing, deep sea fishing, river fishing, lake fishing, what to use, flies, the whole thing. I would blog about that because there's lots of people searching for that, and um, I would bridge them over to an opportunity. So they would read this article that has a lot of information and that has lots of value. So they wouldn't think I'm selling, sell, 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 sell. But then I would bridge them over. Hey, if you like fishing and you like, you want to you want to generate some income at home, here's a possibility for you. So it's not so they at least get the value, and then it's very subtle that would bridge market them over. So what it does is the pool of home business opportunities is like is here, okay? But when you open it up to these other markets through bridge marketing, you literally the any industry, any person, any individual that exists right now could benefit from this, whatever passion it is that they're into. Doctors, lawyers, if you're a hairdresser, if you like to cook. I mean, if you like to cook, blog about recipes and about healthy foods and so forth. And then you would bridge them over to this opportunity in a very non-evasive way, not um, and it just really opens the market rather than this little tiny market called home-based businesses. So I really like that. So anyway, that's my thought for the that's kind of a recap of what Chris Record talked about and a little bit about what Empower Network's doing. So anyway, over and out for now, and all the best.